My name is Shen, and I am the curator of PERA Gallery. I also run an artist collective called Phantoms in the Front Yard, which is made up of 6 members, figurative artists. And they all work in different styles, but they all do figurative work.
My name is Senetchko. All of the pieces relate to basically the same theme. They all relate to idols that I've had growing up and my attitude towards idols. I spent a lot of time playing sports at a university level, at a professional level, community level, at all of those. And during that period, I had people that I looked up to, people that I aspired to, people that motivated me to do what I did, infecting the way that I viewed myself, the way that I acted in the world, the things that I did. And I found that this was a useful symbol or a useful mood to kind of reflect not only what I had experienced a number of different times pursuing that previous goal, but how exhausting that mentality can be as well.
Hi there, I'm Krowchuk, and this is my work. I guess the subject matter that I chose was the uniform of the relationship. It's the validation uniform, seeking other, seeking community, beliefs, values, belonging. The work represents him and her, man seeking woman, the passing of time and those little untangible moments that we miss. And there's a little bit of objectification going on in here, like the "if I find you, you could complete me." The blurred effect shows the passing of a moment or a time. It adds to describing more of a narrative, and I don't know if it's going to be an unfortunate ending if they miss each other and never actually get to connect, or if they go on doing it time and time again.
So this is the work of Jeske. His work is influenced highly by the comic graphic arts. So he primarily works in drawing and in ink. So this quad tick is about, once again, uniform. And he has chosen this outer space astronaut. I think for the artist and maybe for the viewer, we see this as a place of comfort or the ideal that we all universally reach out towards and does get lost usually in translation. It's something we grasp at, like a child, and everything floats. And this umbilicus is kind of the last piece of the last connection that we have, and maybe the only connection. So it's kind of a desperate struggle towards that.
My name is Birnbaum. I'm one of the artists involved in the collective here, Phantoms in the Front Yard. This is my work. It's a series essentially looking at body art, how people mark their bodies as a sense of identification, a sense of exhibition. Basically what I'm interested in looking at is we mark ourselves with these very personal markings. They're selected, they're on there for a specific reason. However, they're also used as a form of identification when someone sees us through that exhibition. It's a personal exhibition that you're putting out, but you put it out into a public space. And so in a sense that personal meaning can then be lost, it takes on a completely different meaning. So I find that very interesting, in just in the sense of why we mark ourselves and then how that mark is viewed outside of that. So these are kind of the things I'm exploring with this body of work. I'm interested in how media essentially informs us, how we use our bodies, what our bodies are then, how they label us and identify us and locate us through. And this work's just basically another extension of that.
This is the work of Macleod. He works in a cubist style, oil on canvas. Now his work is a little bit different from the rest. It is portraiture, but interpreted in this geometric way. And so what he decided to use as a source for that was His father and his grandfather, the only two men in his life who he has ever aspired to, not necessarily even be like, but more respected as good, important, meaningful men in his life. Generous and selfless, of course. So his father and his grandfather are the two uniforms that he's chosen.
I'm Jordan Bentz, and I'm primarily a visual artist. And so tonight I'm doing a wall piece that sort of is coordination with the 3 other pieces that I put in for the group show about uniform. And it's a little bit about playing with iconism, and a little bit about hereditary ideas, and a little bit about mystery and connection through the different types of things that unify us. Uniform. I mean, I've been drawn to the figure painting and drawing for many years, and to have that discussion with a collective group of diverse artists that are different is diverse in their theory, diverse in their thought, diverse in their application. We're all kind of coming from a similar background, being Canadian, being white, being male, but we all have an ability to share something unique together, and it's a common critique I really need to sort of bounce our work off together. So it's a good experience, and hopefully it'll grow in its dynamic and its members and its idea. At least it's a discussion that is allowing us, within this fresh context of Vancouver, to have a dialogue.
We put together this collective because we are small. We're in the minority of feeling that figurative art is still important and meaningful, and that we come at a time where it's important to look at ourselves boldly in the face and each other. So this is a resurgence, and we encourage you to do the same. So thank you very much for coming again.